The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 347. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She is the host of the Real Global Voice podcast, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story today. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Emiko Rasmussen. Emiko, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Yes, hi. Thank you so much for having me on this show. I'm super excited to be here, and I hope to bring lots of positive energy. And definitely, I'm here to empower, motivate, and inspire your listeners. So, a little bit about myself. I currently live in San Diego, California for 14 years, and I'm a mother of two. I'm a proud working mom, and I'm also I'm working in a higher education for over 10 years with 6 years of management position. And on the side, I'm helping women, especially Japanese women, who feel less confident and undervalued due to language and cultural barriers in the US. And I help them to discover their gifted talent and help their career transition. And as Sheena mentioned, I'm also a podcaster of the Real Global Voice podcast, where I interview inspiring Japanese women who are doing amazing things around the globe. And my podcast is really about empowering and inspiring Japanese women.
Thanks for sharing that. And, it's really great having you on the show. I mean, I remember Emiko actually found my podcast, started listening to it. And, it's great now having her here because she has a great story. So I'm really excited to have you on here, having someone who listened to being on the show. I mean, it's really cool. And it's amazing how the internet can just connect us in such a great way. So just really excited to have you here. And Emiko, what's your favorite self-confidence quote?
Sure. So my self-confidence quote is, be proud of who you are and not too ashamed of how others see you.
I like that quote because especially growing up as an Asian woman, we're always trying to be somebody, somebody that we're not, somebody that other people want us to be, being the good granddaughter, good daughter, good wife, good sister, getting good grades all the time, never making any noise, all these standards that we're supposed to live up to. And that's where most women kind of feel trapped because they have to be this one thing and they want to be doing another path or going another path. And, we just have to realize we just have to be who we are and we can't please everybody. So thanks for sharing that quote. And in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
So for me, because I listen to your podcast, what I'm going to say is I highly influenced by the amazing ladies that you have been interviewing. So definitely my definition of self-confidence would be accepting who I am as a person, which include the area that I am not good at, and really to focus on my gifted talent so that I can be authentic to myself and I can really love myself. And this is something that one of the guests was talking. It's about don't worry about what the others are doing or saying. And I think it's really important for myself too.
Thank you. And it's a great definition. It's so true. We're so good at the comparing game. We have to just realize to kind of let that notion go and just follow our own course. I mean, we are all in our own journey for a reason, and we all have different situations, obstacles, and challenges and situations that it would be hard to compare with others. It's great to kind of model off of, but to compare it would just be really bad. So thanks for sharing that great definition. And Emiko, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
So this is really a perfect transition because you just talked about that comparison game. So I would always worried about what the others are thinking about me, and I was always just literally comparing myself to others. And other thing would be what the society defines, for example, beauty, right? So what the society defines as beautiful or beauty or what is popular, because Japanese culture is highly influenced by the trends. So everyone dressed the same to be cool, and it is just so tiring. I also used to read lots of fashion magazines, and this is something when I was in a middle schooler, I joined a music club because I used to play trombone, or I used to be in a marching band when I was in elementary school. So I wanted to continue, but then I changed to a tennis club. And Sheena, the reason why is that I read a magazine article. It says that the girls who are in the sports team are more preferable or likable by boys. So it was just really horrible that I definitely like went on the social norm or social expectation. And I also knew that I wanted to take a leadership role at school activities or clubs, but then I felt that I had to like play dumb to be liked as a girl, and I should not really like stand out myself and all that. So all these things, like there are so many things that I wanted to do, but I just couldn't do it because I was so worried about what the others are thinking or talking about, and I'm trying to meet that social expectation.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that's something a lot of, women out there struggle with, meeting certain expectations that we can't meet. You're talking about standard of beauty in Asia, that is alone crazy. I mean, I'm from the Philippines, and they also have their own standard of beauty. There's always like every whitening cream on the planet in the Philippines.
Yes, I remember that story.
Yeah, and it's just like that's just a person's point of view. It's not like something that's set in stone, and we have to realize that. And when we can realize that it's just someone's perception, like we can let that go and have to realize we're all beautiful in our own way. And Emiko, what was that point in your life when you realized like you didn't have to compare yourself to others, that you were more than enough to do what you want, to be what you want, and to, have this movement that you have helping Japanese women overcome their own battles? What was that aha moment?
Yeah, so definitely that happened when I actually stepped outside of Japan. So, because when I was in Japan, I was so into that box and I never really realized I was one of the fish that was swimming in the ocean, and I didn't realize, just going to the same direction. But ever since I came to US, I definitely struggled with finding my own voice, and I was trying to blend myself to fit into the American culture, but that wasn't working, and I completely lost my identity. Then my aha moment really happened that, it is okay to be different, and it is okay to have my Japanese accent when I'm talking using English, because it is part of my identity, and it's so unique. So after this aha moment, I really understood more of myself, like who I am and about my culture and how I can use my cultural value and how I need to adjust to be successful in the US. So understanding who I am and cultural value definitely helped.
Thanks for sharing that. And, because of these realizations, what's your life been like now?
Definitely, I don't worry about what the other think about me, and I am not trying to become someone who I am not. And at my work too, I used to be afraid of being assertive and state opinions that I have to go against the others. But now I speak up as a leader to really protect or fight my team and other women as well. So I am now stepping up and speak about the struggles that we face as a Japanese woman who's living in US with the barriers such as language and cultural barriers. And I'm definitely helping others to guide them to be who they are.
That's awesome. And, it's great how you start working on yourself, and then you're able to help other people, other women especially, realize the same thing. Like they have a voice, they can go up there and say it, and it doesn't matter if people agree with you or not. At least you are out there, speaking your voice, and the right people will always come along when you have, a mission or a vision that's great. So thanks for sharing that. And to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
Sure. So that would be, don't be sorry about who you are. Don't be sorry about your great skills and the talent that you have. Show who you are, and it is okay to be strong and stand up for others. I don't know if you have watched the Disney recent movie, Moana. It is a great definition of a woman and what we can do. We don't need to wait for a Prince Charming to show up and give you a hand. We can do it. So the idea of a woman as being submissive, being pretty and just smile and hiding your true self and the talent so that others can stand out is just so over. Like we need to really change that definition. So we now have the choice to believe what you want to believe, and it is up to you to make that choice.
Thanks for that tip. And it's so true. We do have a voice, we do have a choice. And I think that's a great reminder, especially when we feel like nothing's working, like we still have a choice to go out there and keep going. So thanks for sharing that tip. And Emiko, if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or check out your podcast, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, so you can go to my website. It is www.theemistyle.com. It's the MEEMI style.com, or you can look it up, my podcast, through iTunes. If you're not an iTunes user, you can find it through Android, the Real Global Voice podcast. And I also do have a Facebook page, and you can search my name, Emiko Rasmussen. And I also do have a Facebook community where Japanese women who are wanting to do something globally, and they really want to build their own self-confidence. So you can look up the group name, Her Real Global Voice Community.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Emiko, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Emiko's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Emiko for taking the time to share her story with us, and also for tuning into the show. Really appreciate it. So thanks so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com to check out cool resources, blog articles, show recaps, and so much more. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.